Steve Thomas. I've done some stuff. And I am not my remote clickers, but I cannot use remote clickers that I haven't used before. Okay, so I've done some stuff. I also worked on Project Athena. Project Athena was an apprenticeship program at Verizon where we took people in who had no programming experience, paid them a living wage. And Athena is the goddess of strategy. But let me show you a real goddess. Jacqueline Damiano. She was the one who talked to board members. She talked to executives across all parts of the organization. She talked to people up and down to get this project going so we could help people out who didn't have a chance to code and get an apprenticeship going. But what's the business case for apprenticeships? Why should businesses do this? Well, 44 of the Fortune 500s are run by women. Those 44 companies kick the butts financially of the other 500. So if diversity is good at the C level, at the top level, why not for the rest of the organization? What's the business case for apprentices? Well, you have option one. You can go to college for 4 years, like my kids did, spend $80,000 to $120,000 and be loaded with debt. Or you could be paid a living wage, get an apprenticeship, learn, and have the company pay for your college. Okay, so apprenticeship is a forcing function for better value, sooner, safer, happier. So the constraint, apprenticeships on my team push to production within 2 weeks. They can build and run their systems on day one. That's the positive behavior. In order to make this happen, you have to have a safe environment that prevents mistakes. You need a CI/CD platform with automated tests, security, and compliance checks. Charity, you should give a talk about this. Organizers, see what you can do. Get an open space. Talk about platforms here. But you need to, where do you find good mentors? You need to find good mentors on these things. We found Juan was a ride operator at Six Flags. So Juan, why are you not advancing? I don't know. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so he was the first apprentice in a Project Athena. He stopped working in the middle of the week. He stopped working to help the other apprentices learn. He taught them, he taught them, he supported them. He wanted them to succeed. These good mentors are good leaders. These are the people you need. These are your future leaders. Find good mentors. But where do you find good apprentices? You don't find talent. It's not buzzword bingo. You build it. You need people of good character, people who work hard, who show up, put in the effort, care about their customers and the quality of that Krabby Patty. So here are 3 apprentices, some of the apprentices I've worked with. So we have Raven. Raven was a store manager. She had the work ethic and discipline. She just grind, kept going at it. She improved so much over the year, it was amazing. Martine was a camp counselor for kids with disabilities. He actually learned and helped make our website more accessible and taught other teams and other developers about how to make their websites more accessible. Amanda, she automated a lot away of our toil and helped other teams automate away their toil. Cherie, so those 3 actually apprentices who worked directly for me, they're now hired. They were amazing, and they never coded before they started the apprenticeship. And look at what they did. Cherie is another person as an apprentice. She's out here, she's volunteering. You should go talk to her. She's also looking for a job, amazing person. Shout out for Cherie. But what do you teach them? You teach them the scientific method. You teach them to experiment. Get a hypothesis, test that hypothesis, get feedback. Learn, improve for the next experiment, rinse, repeat. But you also need to teach them about feedback loops through regular retrospectives that focus on the learning. We want them to learn, take that learning and apply it, keep learning and improving, and over time it grows. We do retrospectives constantly. I do it every day after meetings. We do 1-minute retros. It's an amazing thing. You need to teach them to learn to communicate, and I am not talking about PowerPoint. I am talking about working demos. Talk code to me, baby, right? So we also need to teach them to talk in a ubiquitous language, not just ones that developers understand, but language that the business understands, so they can empathize and communicate and be on the same page. No developer business silo. You know, it's DevBiz. All right. You have crappy documentation? Give it to the apprentices to fix. Not only will you get better documentation, They'll be so scarred from dealing with all your crappy documentation, they'll be committed to writing good ones and keeping it up to date. Whoa. Okay, you need to teach them to ask good questions, like, what's preventing you from playing to production right now? But do not have Brian Finster ask him this question. We do not want to scare the kids. We want psychological safety. You need to teach them to practice more and suck less. Deepak talked about this in his brilliant talk yesterday. It's just putting in the effort. You want them mob programming, pair programming, with a good mentor who can guide them and help them and keep them from falling down those traps. You want to teach them to go meta. No, I'm not talking about that company. We don't want to teach them about clickbait, collect a bunch of data on people, and then just use it to make money. I mean, hey, what could go wrong, you know? So you want to teach them to think about thinking, to think about and reflect on how they're thinking about the problems. You want them to test all things. Test, debug, refactor. And don't just test, debug, and refactor their code. Teach them to test and debug and refactor the mental models and how they look at code and how they think about things. You want them to channel their inner spear, see a problem, solve a problem, and share what you learn. Communicate across the thing and help everyone so you can have broad systemic impacts. I asked to be corrected. I had one person, it took her 6 months to tell me something I said was stupid. I said, thank you. She's been telling me I'm stupid ever since. She's right. You want to help them learn from the history of powerful ideas. No, I don't expect them to read Rynerson or Senge, but you can teach them to do the red bean experiment. I hear that's going on later today, right? And just plant seeds that you hope someday will grow. So apprentices are like viruses we send out in the world. There's a couple, right? And then you get a few more and they start infecting the things and then they break out of the org. Maybe they even go to another company. And then soon, the ideas and principles we all know here, we can spread to others. It takes time. Use that virus. But what I need is, it's a genius. I need your help. We need people who can mentor. So if you're interested in mentoring, you've done mentoring, you want to talk about it and improve the way you do that, please come talk to me. If you're looking to be mentored, come talk to me. We want to build a community, build a genius of different people helping each other, sharing ideas, etc. Thank you.